Hello, my spider friends and Apprentice fans and anybody else who happens to have clicked on this video because, this week the candidates had to design a smart pod. Not from scratch, obviously. Nobody was actually asking these people to design a vehicle. The vehicle was already designed. They sort of had to customise it. A smart pod is like it's an electric driverless vehicle, and the idea is that they're supposed to be used as like taxis and things. So like you can get into the smart pod and the smart pod will drive you to your location. I don't think it's supposed to be over long distances because like the people who they were pitching it to were like event arenas, so the idea, I suppose, is that like it shuffles you around within a certain area, and that's great. That's actually like really good, particularly for people like myself who have like mobility issues. Having something like this in an area that's quite large is like a really good idea. Unfortunately, this was left down to the candidates of the Apprentice to do. So you had, Sophie, who thought that crystals were invented, decided that because she was an interior design like expert, that she was going to be the PM for this task over Akshay. I mean, maybe it's just me, but if I was on a team with Akshay, it'd be like, oh look, here's some rope, and you would like to hang yourself with it. Here you go, Akshay, there you go. Because he's just a walking disaster, and I would have just let that happen. But that's just me. So Sophie's like, I'm passionate about interior design, we're going to make a party pod. And nobody said like, but guys, this is for like, it's for short journeys. It's not like you're going to be in this for like hours. It's a short journey thing. And Sophie's like, no, what this needs is a karaoke machine. That's what people want in a pod to ferry them about. A classy karaoke machine. So the failure of the task was entirely on Sophie, because she started the morning saying, I want a party pod, and then she said, no, I want an event pod. An event pod. I keep telling you what I want, guys. I want it to be an event. Why can't you interpret that? Why do you need me to hold your hand? Why do you need me to tell you all things other than it's an event? Why isn't that good enough for you? So Catherine and Akshay like did the best that they could, actually following her instructions. And to be fair, I actually thought that the outside of the pod was alright. I didn't mind the outside of the pod. The inside of the pod, that was a different story, with its like pink seats and red carpet and just like, oh, how is this an event? And Sophie's like, I want it to be like a life event. I want it to be Instagrammable. Like, Sophie, like, making something pink doesn't make it Instagrammable. As much as I love the colour pink, that's just not how it works. Whereas the other team, I don't know what is up with Brittany, who always pronounces it Brittany, not Brittany, but Brittany. Brittany and the bee in her bonnet about like, we have to be about the environment, and we have to show that we are sustainable and that we're not going to kill the bees. because they designed Bee Purity, and oh, like, what a sloppy brand. Like, genuinely, I have no idea how they actually managed to crack £1 million in this task with their sort of like school library looking pod with its like the sunflowers and the bee and the yellow leaf, and I don't know, I think like the teams are not great with colours. And I say this as a colourblind person. Like, they're not good with their colour choices. But they put iPads in their pod, and the guys went, iPads. Well, you know, we'll try one or two. And that was enough. That was enough. Like, it seems to be a trend this year in The Apprentice with the candidates that it's not so much that the team has won, it's more that the other team was so bad they were kind of the winners by default. That's sort of that's like sort of the situation really this year with these candidates. Like, don't get me wrong, right? I recycle and I do, like, I plant bee bombs to encourage the bees, and like I'm all about that like at home, but like if it was in a task on The Apprentice, I wouldn't be like, no, we have to talk about the bees. We must talk about the bees because that's our USP. I'd just be like, no, let's ask the corporate clients who have £1 million what they want instead of, you know, bees. And again, don't get me wrong, I like bees, but if you're going to go whole hog, like have like solar panels on the roof of the pod and have like a mobile bee garden, you know, like go crazy if you're going to do that. Like, putting a sunflower on it is, you know, it's sort of a little bit lazy. A little bit. So, like, and again, Aaron was completely useless. Just, like, week upon week, I'm like, how is Aaron still in this? How is he still in this? Like, honestly, I have no idea who's going to be in the final 5, apart from Catherine, who seems like the only competent candidate right now. Next week they're doing another like day excursion thing, only it's like a corporate event, like a corporate thing, and already from the clips it looks like a disaster. Like, I kind of hope that with this is going to be like from the clip it looked like it's going to be like a driving thing, so I kind of hope that they have put Akshay as PM in that, with him being like, I am really passionate about cars, because that's, you know, going to be a great way for Akshay to finally either prove himself or GTFO, because oh my god. And Akeem, Lord Sugar told Akeem to be more assertive, so what does he do? He goes back to flippity flopping. It's like, oh, well, I'm going to make a decision. Okay, Akeem, you make the decision. And then someone says, but I have a counterpoint. And Akeem goes, good point. But it's he does it every time. Every time. He, like, flippy flops. Like, he's like, me and Aaron are going to do the presentation. And Harps is like, oh, but I would be good. So then Akeem's like, okay, me and Harps are going to do the presentation. And Aaron's like, oh, no, I'd be good. So Akeem is then like, alright, you two do the presentation. Honestly, like, he's like, I can't believe I won 2 PMs and 2 wins. And I'm like, it's by default, Akeem. You've won by default. You've won because the other team was so bad. Not because you were good. Not because you were good. So yeah, and the after show continues to disappoint. I'm very sorry. I'm sure it's lovely in real life. I'm sure, like, in real life, me and Tom Allen would be like proper like besties forever. But I just don't like the way he does the after show. I'm very sorry. I just don't like it. Can we please have Rod Gilbert back, or Dara? Can you just offer Dara some money, some more money, and have Dara come back? Because he was, like, you know, he was great. And that's everything that I can think of from this week.